So, I wanted to do a video. It's been a while since I've been on here, so I do apologize. I've had a lot of stuff going on, and I haven't really had all the time. However, I'm here now, so let's get into it, right? What I want to talk about today is Sun in the 5th house. And I'm going to break down pretty much the Sun and also the 5th house, incorporate those together. Now, of course, these are still slightly general because I don't have your personal chart to really tell you how every planet, how all this energy affects you personally. But I will give you Sun in the 5th house. And it is a step deeper, so it could be Sun in Leo in the 5th house, Sun in Aries in the 5th house, and that energy does change it a bit, but I'm just going to go a bit general for now, and then eventually I will make some videos that are a little bit more tailored to that, right? Okay, so let's get into it. Let's start talking about the Sun. Okay, so for those who don't know, or you just want a refresher, or hey, you're just here listening to me, the Sun is creative. It's about creative energy. It's the self. It's the soul. It's just life purpose, your consciousness. It's shining, right? So it's like this shining beam on exactly that house, that area, that sign in your life. So then let's talk about the 5th house. What does that mean in the 5th house? The 5th house has to do with pleasure, fun, children, passion, and a little bit of sex too. And you put these together and you get this very dynamic, energetic person. These people love fun, okay? They love excitement, they love passion, they're loving vacations, leisure, and they live through fun. So some of the things, like I said, like when I'm describing a Sun in Libra, right? Like Libras, they live through love. So everything is through the eyes of love. And in this particular aspect, it's living through fun, right? So they want their job to be fun, their household to be fun, their mate, their children to be fun, lively, thrill, pleasure. These are the things that motivate them and drive them, give them their ambition to go and have fun while doing the things that they need to do or the things that they want to do. And they can really invoke that energy in others as well. These people definitely are entertainers. The way that they talk or, the way that they behave definitely can just draw and grab that attention from other people. I find that people that have Sun in the 5th house can be entertainers. They can be artists, performers of some kind. They can even be social media influencers. And sometimes, you see people and you're like, why is everybody liking them, or what is it about them? And it can simply be the energy that they possess. It can definitely be that Sun in the 5th house, especially if it's Sun in Leo in the 5th house. Like, my God, the stage is set. All you gotta do is wake up. So these people, they definitely can grab a crowd, and sometimes it's not intentional. The good thing about that is they can grab attention, and that means when you can grab attention, you have the floor. If you have a voice, if you have something you want to say, or an issue or something that you want to address, you have the floor and people are going to listen to you. So that's a great attribute to have. On the other hand, these people have a tendency to be praise driven. So I know you're hearing this, you're like, this kind of sounds like a Leo. Well, yes, let me tell you why. Leo is the house ruler, is the natural house ruler for the 5th house. And then we're talking about the Sun. The Sun rules Leo. So a lot of this energy is tied into the 5th house. And you'll see some of the similar traits. Not exactly, but definitely you will see some of that, and you'll hear and you'll be like, okay, this is ringing a bell for Leos, right? But yeah, anyway, that was just a little sidebar, just to kind of shine a light on that. The thing is, with the praise and the admiration and then being so used to giving the floor, having the floor, people adoring that the floor is theirs, it can create a people-pleasing mentality a bit, or even the comments or the things that you hear, the certain praises, or people shunning away from you, can cause some feelings of validation, whether it validates you or not. Feeling inferior to other people when that's not necessary. You don't have to. And those can kind of create some issues. It can also lead to some manipulative behavior. And manipulative, I mean in the terms of, I need my attention by any means necessary. And that can be good. That can be bad. And one example that I'd like to use, let's say, kind of like the Kim K story, right? So, it said she leaked her video. And out of that, what did she get? Fame, definitely attention. Was it the right kind? Was it the best kind? I'm not here to judge. It's in the eye of the beholder. It may also not be something that your children want to see, right? So there can be manipulation in those ways to get that thrill, that happiness of when other people praise and comment on their creativity mainly. And there is a way that you can balance this over time. There's different things that you can look at within your chart to see what you're lacking. What are some things that you want to really learn and embody in your life to make yourself your most positive, your most evolved, your most beautiful self? And there is a balance, like I say, that you can find. And these people start their life off generally in a very entertaining, outwardly type of personality, and can find that they can reach that same satisfaction by helping others. There is a way to do that. So teaching is what I've also seen in this too. Like I say, these people have a tendency to be creative. So let's say that they make art and they love that the world loves their art. They love every post, every comment, every praise. And if you can take teaching and showing someone how to create art, not only have you given back to someone else, have you looked beyond you, and giving someone a beautiful gift, and to really hone in on their talents, but it's also a reflection of you and your creativity of teaching. So that's something there that can really satisfy that. And if you can take that principle and apply it to other areas of life, it can be very beneficial on how to balance that thing out, right? Because there is so much attention, because they really like the spotlight, they're speaking to people. These are the kind of people where they speak to everybody, okay? And they can just make anybody laugh, or, it's always something entertaining that keeps it going. And this can breed some arrogance. There can be some ego, right? And there can also be some selfishness. Now, there can just be some blatant, straight up selfish, don't care. Definitely depending on the chart, how much Leo energy you have in there. And also, it can be like an innocent selfishness. And what I mean by that is it's not intentional, and it may not even be something that they discover until others talk with them and just say, hey, I kind of feel like that was a selfish thing. And they mean no harm. It could be someone asks you how your day is, and you have went off on a tangent about your day, and you didn't ask them how theirs were. Or afterwards, you're like, all right, well, I've had a good conversation. That really wasn't a conversation. That was a you thing, And it wasn't intentional. And they really just answered the question. But being mindful to invite the other people in your creativity and in your world and seeing beyond you are some things that these group of people will want to learn and embody as well. It will make them more of a well-rounded individual. Not to mention, the more that they can do this and exude those kind of gifts, the more that people will want to see them, the more that it's contagious, because who doesn't love someone that's entertaining but also can make another person feel just as involved, just as important, just as entertaining as them. So don't be afraid to hype other people up with your creativity and with this entertaining energy that you have. So to kind of move on to relationships. So being in a relationship with someone with the sun in the fifth house, it can be dynamic, it can be romantic, it can be full of thrills, and the lovey-dovey stage definitely feels amazing. You know, the rush is there, there's nothing like it. The issue that can happen is when time settles in and real life and that thrill is gone. These people can have a tendency to struggle. Should I stay in this relationship? Should I step out? Should I leave entirely? Should I even settle down, because I get bored with people easily? People cannot match my same thrill-seeking energy. And that can be troubling, but it can also be good in many different ways. So, for example, the troubling part is, of course, if you've gotten into a relationship with someone and you're having a great time and things have gotten a little monotonous, you know, regular life's kicked in, there's a bit of schedules, it's not as much thrill-seeking, go-do, spur-of-the-moment type of things happening. These people will pull away. But if you can find someone that understands the energy, knows how to help and be supportive, but also stand their ground, because that's very important too, because you got to understand these can be overbearing, egotistical, and at times manipulative people. So you want to be someone who can stand your ground and also say, hey, every night I am not going to go through hoops just to make you happy and thrill seek you. However, understanding that this person likes this. This is what drives them. This is that gives them that thrill, that drive, that passion to go hard and stay, like content in the relationship. You got to know how to satisfy that desire as well, and let there be a balance, and knowing what you can and can't do. You know, there's some people that enjoy lists, like Virgos, enjoy kind of executing, and that's their joy and their fun and their happiness, doing A, B, C, D in this order and this way and finding it like this and and that's their fun. But maybe for people with these group of people, it's, I want to go do something random. You know, I gotta feel, I gotta have this fun vibe. Now that can also be good for that same person that maybe doesn't have that energy, so much of that energy, right? Because they can bring them out of their shell and say, hey, it's okay to thrill seek. It's okay to go have these exciting adventures, and it can be a balance that they both learn from each other on how to do that. So there's definitely opportunity for great partnerships with these people. It's just understanding who they are and and don't be afraid to say it. You got to let them know, this is where I stand, this is where I don't. And also, gotta embrace what they got going on too. It's a beautiful energy. Why not enjoy it, right? And they love it anyway. So the more you speak about it, the more you talk about it with them, the more they're like, yeah, let me show you some more. So, yeah, but there's definitely passion. There's fun. There's a lot of energy there. It just is. Hey guys, sorry my camera went out, so it did a little weird thing, so I apologize, but let's get back into it. I was just talking about relationships and how these people can be in relationships and how you may feel being in a relationship with someone like this. And I wanted to go also into children. Reason being is because this house does have a theme of children as well. And how does that play the role? That's something I want to share. How does it all kind of sum up together? So these people, for one, I want to say they have a unique way of tapping into their inner child like nobody's business, right? It is just, I guess, easier for them because it's fun, it's childlike, and there's just this innocence and this freedom in it, and a lot of them find a way to tap into that. The good thing about that is, because of this, they can be really comfortable with children, around children, and have fun with them. And that can be their fun. Like I say, teaching is also a big deal too, because teachers their fun and their idea of excitement is hanging out with their children, teaching them and showing them life and, all those beautiful things that children show us in the world. These people can really enjoy that as well. and children gravitate to them. These people will probably have a very fun household, having all kinds of fun games and things planned and vacations and all that. Now, there are some other things that I do see typically. It's not with everyone, but it does depend on how your chart is aspected, what's afflicted, what other planets are influencing in that house. But sometimes there can be an authority issue where they feel the need to be overbearing. They are really trying to drive home their authority in every way, in every shape or form. And it can just be doing the most. It can just be a lot. And hopefully with the right partner or co-parent, there's some balancing there, and just learning more about the children, and that it's not all about you and executing that leadership power, because it ties in as well, because the sun is also leadership. The sun is kind of like the cream of the crop, the king in a sense. And it comes with this level of superiority sometimes, just for lack of better words. And it can definitely be an issue. So I did just want to shed some light on that. That is my interpretation of Sun in the 5th house. I definitely will be making more videos. They will be more detailed. What happens when Mercury's in there as well. Mars, Saturn, what does that mean? How does it affect you? And we can really talk about that. So I do readings as well, astrology readings, chart analysis, synastry reports, anything you can think of, I do them. So feel free to contact me. And if not, just like, subscribe, share if you want to. But I do really appreciate you guys just listening and talking to me. I always have a good time reading the comments. You guys are cool. And there's even some negative ones, but hey, that's life. So yeah, share, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll be back with another one, you guys. Bye.